Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers, all of our viewers, commenters, everything. Thank you for participating. We certainly appreciate it. You know what? I honestly believe, and I'm going to tell you why, the Philippines should be, for the vast majority of expats, their destination of choice. And bear with me, I'm going to tell you why. Let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, so why should the Philippines be your destination of choice? Well, it's kind of simple, and it's something I don't see a lot of people talk about, and I'm not sure why. I really and truly am not. Um, when we're talking about expats, I'm not talking about people that are travel bloggers, people that are here with a destination choice, all right, going to make videos and then on to the next place. I'm talking about people who choose to live somewhere in Asia on a full time or semi full time basis. Why would the Philippines be your home base? Why would it be not Cambodia or Laos or Vietnam or Thailand? Well, we're going to tell you why. All right. And we're going to give you our thoughts. And then we're going to look at the comments and see what happens. Okay. When it comes to what the Philippines does offer, amongst other things, it's a very liberal visa process. You can be here for 3 years and just keep extending your tourist visa. You can opt for the SRRV, which is available in multiple flavors. Okay. And you're here for as long as you want. You can be a 13A, married to a Filipino, 13A visa, and you can live here for as long as you want. All of those options are available, and they're really not difficult when you compare other countries. The actual issue of a long term visa and the tax implications that are being relayed through public newspapers and um, uh, information actually put out by the Thai government makes Thailand a little less appealing, even though it has a better infrastructure. It does make it, I think it does have for sure better food, but it makes it for a less appealing situation, especially their income tax once you hit that 180-day mark. Okay. Now, and the visas themselves are going up in price, they're more expensive. Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, their process is just as cumbersome as anybody else's and limited. And if you want a longer position, it's a little bit more cumbersome even than the Philippines and even more limited. So, with that being put aside, let's talk about what you do get. Well, we could talk about the generosity, the nice people, all the beauty that the islands, hold for the Philippines, but that's a given. We're going to skip that. We're skipping it for now because I want to talk about the one thing I think the Philippines offers that people don't talk about. And because of the visa and tax rules, make the Philippines a much better choice. And we're not talking about budgets. No. What we're talking about is your retirement and enjoying it. You see, I think that there are far more expats looking, or future or potential expats looking at YouTube videos that aren't done exploring their life and their world. Sure, there's a ton to do here, a ton of exploring, a ton of life. But after a while, you've reached that point. After a while, you've seen the better parts of the best pieces. After a while, you wonder, what is it like here? What is it like there? Well, what's the Philippines offer? It's location and ability. You see, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from 3 different airports. Right now, I'm coming on 4 here in the Philippines to go to Kuala Lumpur, to Vietnam, to Cambodia, to Hong Kong, to Bangkok, all right, to Tokyo. Easy, hop, skip, and a jump, short flights, less than 5 hours, okay? Most of them are less than 4. With all of that being said, you worked all your life. Now, maybe you're on a limited budget. Let's think about this. You're on a limited budget, and that doesn't really interest you. Well, if you're on a limited budget, you still should be able to save a little bit. Well, if the Philippines is your base, after a year or two, you may have saved enough to have a little 1 or 2 week vacation in Thailand or in Kuala Lumpur, in Cambodia. Hong Kong and Tokyo are a little bit more expensive, but the visa processes are simple all the way across the board. Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, simple piece of cake. You need to live your life. Maybe you don't live it all today. You live a little bit today and you save a little bit for tomorrow. And then when the time comes, you take that next trip. You explore a little bit of a world. You already have the explorer in you. You wouldn't be here. I mean, sure, many people come here because of finances, because it's cheaper to live. But and if you didn't have that desire to explore, to go forward, to look around, you still wouldn't come here if it was based only on the price of a burger. If that was the sole reason, you've got to have a little bit of a desire for exploring and seeing the rest of the world. And I don't see that being spoken about enough. I honestly think the Philippines offers that best, easiest base. Because remember I said you could be here 3 years on tourist visa. Okay, you just renew that tourist visa every time it expires. They're cheap enough to renew. And then you can continue to do that for 3 years. And at the end of 3 years, you have to leave the country. Right now, you can still leave for 24 hours and back. Maybe you'll have to leave for a little bit longer, 10 years from now or 5 years from now. Either way, if you save a little bit of money, every time you leave the country and come back, that 3-year cycle starts all over again. The Philippines is the only place that offers that. Secondarily, and more important, you have through all the major areas, you've got Manila, you've got Angeles, Clark, you've got Cebu, all right, and you've got 2 more airports that are going to have routine international flights. Actually, there's a couple of international flights out of a few others, but they're somewhat limited. Excuse me. All right. Oh, and let me add Korea to that list. Visa on arrival for Americans. Easy visa process if you're not an American. Either way, the point is, I think you already have a little bit of the explorer in you. I think you wouldn't be here, no matter what the financial position is, if you didn't. If you didn't, you would choose to go somewhere. I mean, there are cheap destinations other than here. There are few destinations as easy as the Philippines makes it. Does it have the best infrastructure? No. Is it the least cumbersome of all things to get everything done? No. But is it doable? Absolutely. I'm living proof. Okay. Before Arlen and I got married, ACR card, bank account, visas, the whole 9 yards. It's not like any of this is an impossibility for a single guy at all. In fact, we have multiple single friends that do this. So you should tell me, give me your thoughts. Why would you choose some other Asian country? For the vast majority of you, you have very limited experience exploring Asia, and there is so much to explore. Kuala Lumpur is an incredible city. Okay, Cambodia and Laos have incredible places. You know what? I would also say, every country has all these positive points. You've got a little bit of explorer in you at a minimum. You may have a lot. The vast majority of us have not done a lot of exploring in Asia. Now, I know I'll get comments of, oh yeah, I've been here, I've been here, I've been here. That's great. But the vast majority of expats or future expats have not. And with that being said, the Philippines, it is powered by a understandable religion that Americans don't have an issue with. They aren't guarded about it like they would have to be around a Muslim, predominantly Muslim or Buddhist religion. Number two, the Philippines speaks good English, not great, but if you just put it all in, all right, and we know we have a home in the province in Mindanao, we have a home here in Angeles City. You put all of that together, I've never had a problem getting basic communications across to a Filipino. Never. So they have English as a second language, and it's mandatory in the school system. They have a religion that's much more difficult to offend, and they are a hop, skip, and a jump from all of these other places that you could go spend a week, 2 weeks, a month exploring and looking at and deciding. And maybe you'll find a better solution, but at least you started somewhere that was easy to get back to without having to take a 17-hour flight, all right, a 24-hour day to get back to the US or the UK. I just think it's got to be one of the better solutions. I don't know. You tell me. Tell us how you think. All right? Tell us what you think. Sure, limitations, we know it. They exist everywhere. Tell us what you think. Have a great day. Thanks so much. Don't forget, subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Thanks.